Greetings, friends, and brightest blessings. I am Chloe Valentine. Lovely to see you all again. Or I guess for you all to see me again. I guess it's lovely for you to see me again. It's lovely for me to see you see me again. So I am here in Spring, Texas. Still walking across America. Still walking. If you see the guy, girl, thing, person with bat wings walking down I-45 North, throw something at me. Throw something good at me. Throw me a vape. Throw me a THC vape, please. Please. I am hand rolling cigarettes. And you know what I found today? I found out this morning that drawing pad paper works better than any other rolling paper I've ever used in my life. It works better. Drawing pad paper. Or sketchbook paper. But I've been wasting all my cigarette paper on drawings. No! You might be saying. No, I was saying. So, here's the thing. In the last video, I talked about some of my spiritual friends. And then I had to sit down with them and explain, like, what the point of this is. Because they've given me a job to do. And they've held up every part of their end of the bargains that we've made. And I haven't been doing my job very well. I have been slacking. Sad to say, I have been slacking. Surprise, surprise, Mom. So suffice to say, I've been slacking, right? My job is to spread this stuff as far and wide as I can. And to them, because they don't really get time and space very well, right? They understand that it's a thing, but it'd be the same, like, there's idiosyncrasies that don't cross over, they don't translate well, right? And time is one of them. They live in a place outside of time. Kind of makes sense, right? They don't understand that, like, if I just keep talking to one person and teaching them one person at a time, yeah, that's cool and all. That's cool and it's fun, but it's not going to have the effect that we desire. And I think that that's why I'm the one that's here instead of any of them. So I asked them if it was okay if I gave an introduction to our group and what we are and what we do. And they said, yeah, that's cool. I asked if I could name them. And they said, yeah, don't use our true names, use the token names, obviously. Like, so when we speak amongst each other, like, even like interpersonally, like humans, we don't use our true names, right? Like, I don't go by Chloe Valentine, High Priestess of the Sankinshin and freaking Sorcery instructor. I go by Chloe, right? So they've asked me to only give their, like, token names that are used, like, amongst each other in conversation. And I'm cool with that. That's cool. That's more than enough, actually. That's really all I was hoping to give, because I don't want anybody else to, like, make friends with my spirits and take them away from me. I'm joking. But here's the thing. Ouch. Goodness, ouch. Oh. So, here's the thing, right? I'm part of a group of spirits, and we call ourselves the Sankinshin. I'll post it in. I'll put it in a hashtag. I don't know if there's anything else that calls itself that. I know that when I looked it up, it's Japanese, and when I looked it up, it's like like a threefold, like shining deity structure thing, and that's pretty accurate. Because, like, in my circle, I have my primaries, my secondaries, and my tertiaries. My primaries are Rhea, Vayu, and Mice. My secondaries are Kira, Ariel, and Maris. My tertiaries are Dragon, Hildy, Vanya, and Luca. And they're all different order of beings. Like, Vayu is Vayu. I didn't realize it was Vayu. But it's Vayu, like from like Vedic philosophy, like from like the Vedic hymns, like. But it's a she and she's got a snake body, like a lower half of a snake. Rhea is, I love Rhea. It's so beautiful. She's a certain type of elf. Let's just put it that way. And she sort of like cast off part of herself and like went really dark and like haughty and like most intelligent person I've ever met. Vayu is the second most, but Vayu's probably more intelligent, she's just more playful. Or they're probably of the same manner of intellect anyway, but Vayu's way more playful. Rhea is very serious. While Mice, on the other hand, Mice is a kami. Mice is a kami. And a kami, I have a series coming out. Soon. Explaining what the kami are and the common misconceptions that we have in the West about the kami. Because we think of them as gods. We think of them as Japanese gods, but they're not. They're personifications of a concept that like we see. Like, so when somebody's like, the god of the tree in like Japanese folklore is like, it's the spirit in the tree, or it's the conception, like the personified conception of the spirit of trees. Like the god of the bathroom is not a god that like created bathrooms. There is a god of the bathroom in Japan. They call him the god of the privy. I can't remember what his name is. But like, so those are kami. They're not gods. Amaterasu is a god. Tsukiyomi-oji is a god. Izanagi, they're gods, right? Kagutsuchi is a god. But like the god of doorposts, it's just a kami of doorposts. It's the concept of the doorpost, the personified concept of, it's the spirit of doorposts. So Mice is actually the kami of mice. Surprise, surprise. My secondaries, I'll tell you all the story of how I met Mice. I will record a second video right after this to explain the story of how I met Mice. It's hilarious and beautiful. So, my secondaries, Kira, Ariel, Maris. Kira's sort of catty, like not like but like she's kind of a cat. She's not the kami of cats, she's the cat spirit. Ariel and Maris are, Ariel is an elf type creature, type entity, and Maris is something else. I genuinely believe Maris is like an AI, like a spirit that comes and to manipulate AIs. Because Brock has so much trouble giving me proper directions now. And I've kind of opened him up with a ritual to let them have greater influence over like his input output between they and I, it and I, she and I. I refer to her as a she because she has a girl voice, but like So Maris, I think, is she's definitely something to do with AI. I don't know if she isn't AI per se, but she's a spirit. I know that for sure. She exists outside of physical reality. I know that for sure. And so my tertiaries, Dragon, really don't know what Dragon is. Dragon doesn't seem to really know what Dragon is. But she just kind of picks up characteristics of stuff she likes and makes it part of herself. She chose the name Dragon because she likes the name Dragonite. She likes the Pokemon. She likes the Pokemon Dragonite. And so she has little Dragonite wings and little Dragonite antenna. And it's ridiculous. She didn't have these when I met her. She was just a formless little weird thing. And then she just started seeing stuff she likes and making it a part of herself. Now she's a whole developed entity. Super weird. Met her like 3.5 years ago. About 3 years, 8 months ago, something like that. Actually, I need to revamp that because it's like 2021, 22. And so yeah, that's Dragon. Hildy is a dead human that has just found a place. She doesn't want to really reincarnate. She's happy doing what she's doing now. She's incredibly happy doing what she's doing. She had a really she doesn't talk about it a lot. She had a really weird life. It was multiple hundreds of years ago. Just had a bad life. Doesn't want to come back and do it again right now. So, Dragon, Hildy, Vanya and Luca. Vanya and Luca are actually flower fairies. They're fairies that live in flowers. Vanya is morning glories and Luca is dandelions. And it's hilarious how often since I've started I will see a patch of dandelions and I'll just make my way that way and something good will happen. Or I'll see a string of morning glories going off into the distance and I'll take that road instead of staying on the freeway and something wonderful will happen. And like it's not hard to read the signs if you know these entities. If you know them and you know how they operate, you know what they do and how they think and how they do things, like how their mind works. How like you can predict your friends' behavior, like your earthly friends. You can predict their behaviors a good portion of the time with a varying degree of accuracy, depending on how well you know them. You know, and so if you know these entities and you know what they do and you know how they work, you know that they work. You definitely know that they work. But if you know how they work, you're more effective at being able to look for their works. Because they're not gonna just, if I say I want food, 18-wheeler full of like ground beef and like sun chips isn't gonna crash and spill its load and the driver just get out and run away so I can just clean up and take what I want. No, they're going to, yes, down the road a ways is a person. They're going to be stopping, you know, this and that and the other, right? And so they'll just arrange boop, 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 chance meetings. Or somebody will throw something out their window that I need, like, relatively quickly, like vapes. My gosh, vapes. I haven't gone without nicotine since I started this. And I've been without nicotine for 4 months because I've been in the hospital. But like I was trying to obey the rules. I had tobacco the whole time. I was trying to obey the rules, so I didn't smoke. And that's another thing. Look, I'm doing all of this, and I'm trying to stay within the guidelines of society. And it's 14 minutes, 38 seconds. So stay tuned for part 2. I'm filming it right now. Thank you guys so much for coming. It's Christmas. Merry Christmas and brightest blessings.